Hi guys, what's up? This is Lucia, and I just want to come here as fast as I can because I want to do a response video to Belinda. She posted a video, I think a couple of days ago, talking about willpower and why some people have it, some people don't. And well, so many things passed my mind when she was talking, and I decided, well, let's make a response video because that's easier. So, you mentioned why some people have and some people don't. Well, first of all, people are all different, even twins, or there's this big discussion in psychology and in medicine about between nature and nurture. I mean, meaning, is it genetics or is it the way you were brought up and your experiences in life that change you? I think it's both. I seriously believe it's both. So you said that your sister is different than you. I also have a sister who, two sisters in Brazil. I have like 9 siblings. 9 siblings, it's a lot. But I grew up with two in Brazil. So a younger and an older. The older one, she was always very thin. For a period of time, she gained weight when she was living here. And then she lost weight and she's a control freak about her weight, and she's all determined. It's different. And my younger sister, unfortunately, she had gastric bypass, maybe, I don't know, 8-9 years ago. Unfortunately, she gained it all back. But she always struggled with her weight. And the reason was we were brought up in the same house, sort of. My older sister, she lived in the United States. She was born here. She lived in the United States until she was 10, and then she went to Brazil. But each of us has a singular experience in our lives. And my younger sister, she was born like premature, and so she was overfed when she was small. My mother was very sick when she was growing up, so my grandmother took care of her more. She took care of me too, but everything she wanted was food, so she related comfort with food. So a lot of us, I believe that's something it's a hypothesis, and it's based on several studies and several articles that I read, and also by what I listened from you guys on YouTube, that some of you suffered, with obesity since you guys were kids. And if you go back, Belinda, and you have to observe and see your life. What happened in your life growing up that was different from your sister's? Are you a person that's more sensitive than she is? I mean, does horoscope has anything to do with it? Is it true? I don't know. I am away. My sister is another. She's more practical. I am more emotional. I mean, people, even if you grew up in the same house, we are different. So what happened when you were growing up? Were you, did your parents divorce? Were you missing one of your parents? Was your mother sick? Like my mother was sick when my sister was young. So as we grow up, when we are born, we have this big connection with sugar. Kids, we have this connection with sugar. And I was reading an article the other day that it's something in your brain, actually. It's like sugars and carbs are the same situation, because when they digested in your body, they transform in glucose. So it kind of spikes up and it triggers a part of your brain that you feel addicted to that food. And there's some types of food that make that to you. So you can actually, watch some of my latest videos and my oldest videos, and you see that I mentioned that. And it has to do also, when we are babies, we find comfort when we're crying. That comfort and that love comes also together with feeding us. And the food is always playful. It is that feeding thing. So there's a connection, emotional connection with food that it takes a long time to break, especially if you don't know how you got addicted to it. So what I want to tell you is just, first of all, don't blame yourself. Don't be hard on yourself, because I don't know your life, but I know that maybe there was circumstances in your life that made you want to go for food for comfort, and you found comfort in food, and that became an addiction, and that became even not like a food addiction, but a comfort addiction. You know, like the pleasure center of your brain is stimulated when you eat, and so when you're feeling low and you're feeling uneasy about something, probably that's what you want. You want to feel that comfort. You want to feel that, spiky, that high that food gives us sometimes. So that's one thing. Then you asked that if, because you quit the fentanyl, if you're feeling hungry. Yeah, sure. I mean, when I was younger, I would lose weight. I mean, I would fluctuate usually 20 pounds up and down throughout the year. It wasn't, that much, but to control that, I would go to diet pills. And having the diet pills, I would lose the weight. It will just stop me from eating. It's an appetite suppressor. So, and I thought it was doing great, but as soon as I stopped the medication, I didn't go into a maintenance. I never actually learned how to eat properly. So, yeah, you cut the medication, you're gonna feel hungrier, of course. What did you say? Did we have the thoughts that deep down we weren't taking the right decision? You said something about don't giving your willpower a chance. Honey, you gave your willpower a chance several times. I did. Before I actually decided to weight loss, I thought, I did this before, I can do it now. And you know what? Sometimes you just need some help. It's you are making the right decision, because you got to think something. Even with the weight loss surgery, you can ask many of us, we still have to have that drive to avoid eating, to give up the food, because this is just a tool. Every time I think about I had the surgery, I just it motivates me to think I cannot go back, because I went this far to lose it. So it's not like, it's willpower. I hate this word in this context, because you have willpower. Unfortunately, the way it's working now, it's the willpower to comfort you is bigger than the willpower to give up the food. You know what I'm saying? So you do have the will to do things. You do have it in yourself, but you can't be hard on yourself. So I would tell you that one of the tricks for this, it's not to be hard on yourself. My experience, my journey, for me, because I have never been through maintenance. Every time I lost weight, I just lost the weight and went right back. I mean, slowly creeping up, but it went right back to the way I was eating before. Eventually, it went back. And I knew, okay, if I gain weight, I take pills and I lose again. And this time I don't want to do that. I want to learn how to handle this, because the food is not the problem. The food eating is not the problem. There's something that it's driving you to the food, and that's what you have to work on. What are the thoughts that you have at that moment? Keep a journal and write down, what are the thoughts that's going on through your mind? What are the feelings you're having? It was something distressing in your life? Because I know this weekend, I told you guys about my mother, and the first thought in my head when there was something, that she did that upset me was, let's eat something. And I was like, I'm not going to eat something, because now I'm pinpointing the problem, and I'm able sometimes to catch myself and stop myself. Sometimes I can't. Sometimes I go ahead and I eat whatever. But to me, I don't feel like I am falling off the wagon. I feel like I am learning, and I am doing it, and I'm successful, because I'm changing my life day by day. So my advice to you is, love yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. Forgive yourself when you feel this way, and try to understand why. try to sit down and find out what happened in your life. What was the moment? What was happening in your life when you started gaining weight? What was happening in your life when you lost weight? Probably you lost weight several times in your life. What happened? How did you feel? What did you do? What is the things that drive you to food? And that's what you have to work on. Those are the things that a psychologist would tell you, to work on the reasons why you want to eat. What motivates you? What triggers you to eat? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So if we had, again, we had the thoughts of, should I give myself a chance? Yeah. It's it being weak? No. It's one of the hardest thing and any one of us can do is to do this surgery, because especially doing this surgery on YouTube, because you guys keep us accountable. And when you open yourself up this way, you know, it is hard. It's not an easy journey. But you already know how good it is. If you look at my older videos, you see how I had my bad days and I was like feeling, oh, but I'm not bended yet. I'm not bended yet. So I had to keep this in my mind so I wouldn't be hard on myself. The moment you get your surgery, your life is going to change. But it's also up to you to maintain it. And it is the struggle throughout the journey that's going to teach you to maintain that new life choice that you're making. It's a life choice. It's hard as hell. Yeah, you're going to have foods that you're going to find out that are triggers for you. And if sugar triggers you, if carbs trigger you, I will tell you, don't eat it. I tell some people that I want to learn myself how to live around these foods. So sometimes I do eat because I want to learn how to handle this. But if I get to the point that I realize that's too much for me, I'm going to quit and I'm not going to have any of these things ever again. If this is your case, seriously, cold turkey, try it. If you're going to fail, you're going to fail. You're going to fall off the wagon, you come back on the wagon. You fall off, you come back. We'll be here. I'm here for you. You know, and don't second doubt yourself. Don't compare yourself with no one. Don't compare yourself even with your sister. She had different friends. She had different experiences that you have. So that's the nature and the nurture thing. Nature gave you different experiences from your mom, from your dad, from your sister. They were part of your experience, but it wasn't the same. So I'm sorry. I got to stop this because it's 13 minutes and I'm concerned it's not going to upload. I love you. If you need me, I'm here. Talk to you later.